Good morning. My name is Marissa, and this is my little corner of YouTube land where I show you my works in progress and my finished objects. I am a knitter and a crocheter, among other things that I do. I love dyeing yarn and making stitch markers and really anything I can get my hands on. I love doing things. And so this is my little corner of YouTube land where I just kind of show you a little bit of everything. Today, I think it's been 2, maybe 3 weeks since I've podcasted, and it's just been crazy busy, and so I'm just kind of fitting it in where I can. Before I get into finished objects, I want to go over some admin. Excuse me. I released a video today. Today is Tuesday, November 15th. I released a video today to go with a pattern release that I have. The pattern release is called Wisp. Wisp is a top-down constructed crochet capelet, and it's got a hood on it, hence capelet. I think a capelet needs a hood, personally. It's got ties so that you can tie it, and it's got like a filet crochet color blocking on the bottom, and then I bordered the hood as well in the same color. Today was the pattern release for it, and today I released a video to go along with it where I show you how to take and seam the hood, because the hood is made flat like a rectangle, and then you seam the top of it after you do your decreases and stuff. And so if you look, that is the seam, and it's not very visible. It is actually pretty invisible, and I show you in the video how to do that and to keep everything even and looking nice. And so as of right now, today is November 15th, I am running a sale. If you are a newsletter subscriber, you get a bit of a bigger coupon for this pattern here. It's just, I like to give the people who like to follow me a little bit of a bigger reward. If you would like to get these kind of coupons, you can always subscribe to my newsletter, and every pattern that I put out, you get a coupon to go with it so that you get it for a discount, for a better price. And so that's a way to get in on some deals for my patterns and anything else that I've got going on. If you are not subscribed to my newsletter, you can go to my Ravelry store. Right now it's November 15th. It should still be going. I'm hoping to get this video up by Thursday, which is 2 days from now. So I'm hoping to get the video out by then. If I do, then you still have time to run over to my store and get 15% off of this pattern here or any other pattern in my store, because today is my birthday and I wanted to run a sale so everybody could get something if they wanted to for the holidays, if you wanted to have a holiday make, because we've got Thanksgiving coming up and we've got Christmas coming up and all of these things, and sometimes we like to have projects going that we can kind of just sit down and work on while we visit or have time with our family. So this is a really good project to have for that, because it is double crochets, and if you know how to double crochet, this is a simple pattern. I recommend it for beginners. This as well as double crochets, but it's more of a fillet style, and again, super easy. What I love about this pattern, and I have spoken about it before because I've showed you guys, is if you look, there's this little lip here in the inside of the capelet, and that's because in the pattern you work from the neck down to create your capelet, and then you add your hood if you decide you want a hood to your capelet. But the way I've got the pattern done, this little lip here, I created a little row around the neck that you start your crocheting on for the hood, and this little lip goes around the neck, and it kind of sits and makes the capelet sit a little bit better on your body. And then whenever the hood is down and you ain't got it up, then it accentuates a little bit better. So the yarn that I used in this is Hobby Lobby's Yarn ID. I don't remember how many skeins I used because this pattern's a little bit older. I've been waiting to put it out till it got a little bit colder. But everything is listed in the description of my Ravelry link, which everything that I talk about will be linked in the description box down below. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, anything like that, you can also find those links down there as well. The link to my newsletter, you can find the link down below. Everything that I speak about will be linked down below. But I will have a link in the description box where you can find this pattern and you can look at all the details of what you need. It is a worsted weight yarn, so it works up really fast. And is that all of the admin stuff? Sale, the birthday sale. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's go ahead and go on to finished objects. So I have been working on, so I had someone ask me for a hat, and they asked it about, I want to say in the summer, they wanted a hat for winter. And so I'm like, okay. They wanted a camo hat, and I personally am not big on camo yarn, but because it just, to me, it doesn't look right. But he wanted a camo hat, and so I worked on it. He wanted knit. And when I first started on it, I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work out. I don't know what size. I don't know what I need to do. But I know how to do it in crochet. So, to get a knit look in crochet, I did, split single crochet. And it's not exactly like knit, but it is knit. And I'll try it on for you. I also did on the bottom, to kind of clean up the edge, I did a reverse single crochet or crab stitch, depending on what technique you learned, because some people, I learned it as the crab stitch first and then learned that you can do a reverse single crochet. I actually do right now where you take and twist your crochet hook and then single crochet instead, and that works perfectly fine, and I don't have to worry about going backwards in my crochet. It'll probably mess up my hair, but I'm not sure if it'll fit because I did not measure his head first, and I got a ponytail on the back, so it's not going to fit correctly on me. But that is what it looks like. And this is, again, Hobby Lobby's yarn. It's just, I love this yarn, I think. But that's what that is. It is a worsted weight. And I either used a 5 or a 5.5 millimeter on that. But I was watching a podcast the other day, and they were talking about the hats they knit, and their go-to is 72 stitches for a worsted weight hat. And so I'm like, I can do that. And they explained how they did it. And with that, I haven't woven my ends in. With that, I decided to make a knit version. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my husband take it to him because they're friends. And he can choose what it is that he wants, or he can have both. I really don't care. Because I won't wear the camo. I don't, like I said, I'm not crazy about camo yarn. If he doesn't take both, my husband will probably wear one. But that is the camo version, or the knit version. And I did a 4x4 ribbing on it, which is different for me because I usually do 1x1. I like 1x1, but I tried something different. Go me. It is made out of the same yarn, and this is what you get. This is the look you get between knit and crochet. I am not quite sure what size needle I used for this, for the knit version. Probably what was recommended on the label. I'm not sure. But like I said, it is, I want to say it's I Love This Yarn from Hobby Lobby. And I seen two different camos when I went back to get another skein. And this one has the off-white, the brown, what looks like black, and then the green in it. But they had another version whenever I went the second time. I made this one because crochet takes up so much yarn. I was able to get all of this knit hat done besides the decreases. When it came down to the decreases, I did not have enough yarn. So I had to go get another skein to finish the hat because I'm just like that. And now I've got extra camo yarn I don't know what to do with. But I may make Doug a cowl. I could do that. He would wear it. He's really good about wearing the stuff that I make him. So, but that is two finished objects that I have. And I just finished another piece. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you probably know what this is. And again, I have not woven my ends in because, like I said, I finished this about 15 minutes ago. So, we still got ends, and I'll try to hide them as much as possible, but it is what it is. I brought the other stuff. Oh, there it is. I'm sitting on the couch and it's hiding from me. But this is, can you tell what it is? This is one of my older patterns. This one is the Dark Home shawl. This pattern is originally in the colorway Mystique, and I can pop up a photo here, hopefully, of the original. I love, love, love that pattern, and then in the yarn because, well, my favorite color is purple, and it's got a lot of purple in it. I got a wild hair to dye some yarn up, and I kept on trying to work up different patterns in it, trying to make up a pattern or follow somebody else's, and nothing was coming out the way I wanted it. It just was not suiting the yarn whatsoever. And so I finally just gave in and decided that I was going to make the Dark Home shawl again. The Dark Home shawl is made with my 100% Peruvian Highland wool. It is a number 2 sport weight. And the original is done in a 6mm crochet hook. And I did this one in a 5.5 because that is what I have handy. Most of my crochet hooks and stuff are over at the office, the place that's going to be my office. And so I only have a few over here in the house where I can pick up because I don't know about you, but it went from 80 degrees to 20 degrees in a matter of days. We had snow, we had all kinds of stuff going on, and it was just hectic. One of my customers, whenever I went to work, I think it was Saturday, one of my customers like, I have decided that Mother Nature is bipolar because it was 80 degrees 2 days ago and now we got snow. So yeah, it snowed over the weekend. Well, granted, it's gone now. But yesterday, I think My daughter said that it was 26 degrees when we left the house yesterday. So I think that in the afternoon, like once it really brightens up outside, I think it gets up to maybe 50. So it's getting cold, and we're supposed to have a hard winter from what I've heard, but a dry winter, I think, which is not what we need, but it is what it is. But I made this in about 2 days just because I wanted something to do and I wanted to work up my pretty yarn. Now, because I made this with a 5.5 instead of a 6, this came out a little bit smaller than the other one, and that's okay. I have a little bit more yarn than what I'm used to, and so what I decided I'm going to do, I really like this to do like the bandana style, where you take and go in like that and wrap it around. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add tassels. I have not made tassels in forever, so this is like a dry run attempt at making tassels to put on my shawl. And if you've made the dark home shawl, I've got this lace border on there, and what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to attach it to the picot here, maybe, and see what that does. And then at the bottom point, we've got like a star shape here. I think I'm going to attach it to this one, maybe, and do one tassel at each corner and do it that way. So this is not blocked because I finished it about 15 minutes ago. It is a non-superwash wool, and so whenever I wash it, I'm going to have to use a warm to cool water, and we can't agitate it because it will end up felting. And so that's that. This yarn came out beautiful. I love, love, love these colors with the blues and the greens and yellows. And I mean, you wouldn't believe it, but I did put brown in here, and it's all just kind of put together. You got some pink right there, and so it just came out very beautifully. And the original took 2 skeins. This one took 2 skeins, and I've got a little bit extra that I am using to make the tassels, and so that way I can use up most of my yarn when doing this. And so that I am really excited about. Yeah, I made it to pattern. I did not change anything. I followed what the pattern stated. And if you are one that likes to have a visual tutorial instead of a written, I do have supplemental videos to go with this pattern in the pattern page. They are not available to the public because I go through every row with this pattern, and so what I do is I link them into the pattern. When you purchase the pattern, you will have access to all of those videos, and this pattern, as well as all of my patterns listed in the shop, is 15% off for a limited time. So you can get this pattern on sale right now at my Ravelry store. And I do still have some yarn in my shop. There may be some sport weight that you can grab to make this if you want to make some for the holidays. I am really, really excited about that. I have a half-finished object that is kind of been put in timeout until I can figure out what it is that I want to do. I have showed you this, and it is finally off the needles. but it is not finished. I did a triangle shawl using Knit Picks. Is it Brava Tweed? I think so. I think it's Brava Tweed. It is a worsted weight 100% premium acrylic yarn that I bought from Knit Picks whenever it was on sale. I placed along the edge, I placed an I-cord edging along what will be the neck side. And it is, I don't know how long my wingspan is, but it's pretty long. And what my plan was to do is do garter and then a stripe in the middle that was some sort of lace, and then more garter. And I decided to just do garter for 2 skeins. This is 2 skeins. And then put something on the bottom edge. And it needs something on the bottom edge because it is not quite long enough to suit me. I am broad-shouldered and I need something a little bit more. I just have not figured out what it is that I want to do. I'm thinking a cable pattern on the edge of the shawl. I'm not sure. If you have any suggestions, you can let me know. My biggest thing right now is figuring out how to turn the point whenever I go to do the border around, you know, because I've never done that. And so I've got to do some research on how to do that. So that is something I am working on. It has been blocked. I stretched it and blocked it so that it would lay flat whenever I go to put the border on. So it is all nice and squishy and soft, and I am in love with this yarn. I love it. Love it, love it. But yeah, that's 2 skeins of it. I have 1 more skein of this Brava Tweed, and so I want to put on a border that complements it. So the ends, again, are not woven in. I'm just that kind of person, I guess. My husband will be like, yes, yes, you are. And that's okay. Next, I have acquisitions. I got a order from Knit Picks a couple weeks ago, and I should have some more coming in later. It just hasn't come in yet, so I can't show you. But Knit Picks has a annual sale going on right now, and I can't remember how long it lasts. I think it lasts to the end of this month. I'm not sure, but they have up to 60% off on their yarn. And then their tools and bags and stuff like that's on sale as well. And so I bought the new pattern by, I believe it's Boylan Knits. I'm not sure how it's done, but she came up with a new pattern. Halu, Halu. Am I pronouncing that right? I'm not sure. But she came out with a new pattern for a sweater, and I am not usually one that goes and purchases new patterns as they come out, but I absolutely love this pattern, and so I decided to get it while it was on sale, because she runs a sale whenever she releases a new pattern, and so I grabbed it while I could, and I needed yarn for it. So I went to Knit Picks and bought yarn. She used a mohair and fingering, and I got a fingering and lace in one package and a mohair and fingering in another. So I haven't decided which one I'm going to use. One is like a blue-green, and the other one is, I believe, a mustard or a type of yellow. I can't remember. I'll have to look whenever it comes in. But I haven't decided what I want to do yet. But I have never worked with mohair, ever. And I am excited to be able to work with that. So I bought yarn at Knit Picks while they have their sale going on, so that I can work my new sweater up. And then I'll have a sweater's quantity for another pattern. I bought 2 sweater quantities of yarn, and one of those sweater quantities, oh, I was just scratching this. No. One of those sweater quantities will go to that sweater. And then the other one, I gotta find some yarn, find some pattern for. So, but before they did their annual sale, I bought some stuff. My mom used to have some of these, and I loved them. I've tried different kinds, and this is the best, in my opinion. It's by Clover. I want to say that there's another size that's larger than this. I'm not sure, but I got the 2.5 inch and the 3 3/8 inch. They had a bigger pack, like that had like 3 or 4 in it. I got the 2-pack because I think this is all I will use, and there I didn't see any point in buying the bigger pack just to have it. So I bought this. And as you can see, it's not even used yet. I want to make some hats this coming week and hopefully put some pom-poms on them. But if you look, it shows you how to do it on the back. I'm really excited because I've been wanting some pom-pom makers for a while, and I just wouldn't buy them. And finally, I forked out the cash and did it. And I'm glad I did, because these will come in really handy, and I will probably use them a lot. And what got me over there to purchase those pom-poms is they had their books on sale. So, as you know, I have been crocheting. Today's my birthday, so for 11 years. Yeah. And I have been knitting for around 3. And I can do a lot in crochet. It's not that big of a deal. But knitting, I do still have trouble with understanding. And so I bought a Vogue Knitting, the Ultimate Stitch Dictionary. It says the editors of Vogue Knitting Magazine. There's more than 800 stitches in this book. And I was kind of disappointed because it came in the package ripped, but at the same time, this just comes off and I can use the book. So I don't have to have that ripped part. It's not that big of a deal. Oh, it's wet. Why is it wet? That's weird. Okay, so over 800 stitches in this book. And when you look at the index, we've got the introduction to how to use this book. We have knit and purl techniques, like different stitch patterns using just knits and purls. We have color work, cables, lace, edgings, and then in the back there's abbreviations and references, and then the index. And that's what that looks like. Now I'm not going to show you a whole bunch in here because this is a book that I bought and I don't want to give away too much. But I will show you some different stuff in here. Maybe a little bit from each section. Okay, so this is in the knit and purl, and you've got smocked stitches. This one is swirls and garter. Oop, there we go. It's beautiful stitch work. And then we've got over in color work, you have different stuff like that. I don't know if it is focusing or not. I'm just going to assume that it is. But you have stuff like that. And let's see. Cables. We have simple cables. We have more intricate cables. We have a little bit of everything in here. And I love it. Okay, we've got lace. I really like the lace section. I love lace knitting. I love the look of lace knit. And so seeing all this gets me excited. I really like seeing lace stitches, because I personally don't understand how how you place everything to make it work. And so having this reference is going to be amazing. Okay. So you have this lace stuff here. So, and then you have edgings. So they consider this stuff to be edgings. You can see this is edgings. But yeah, I am really thrilled to have this, and I'm hoping that I can find something in here that will help me with this pattern. I've been through most of everything in here. I'm just wanting something to call out to me on what I want to do. These edgings, I think, are done while knitting the shawl, and I've already bound off, and I want to apply a border or an edge to it, and so I'm thinking I'm going to have to do something different than what is here. I think I want to go side to side on the shawl instead of picking up all the stitches again and working, if that makes sense. I think that's what I want to do. And so I'm just going to have to figure out what suits my pattern best for me. So, but yeah, this is what the back looks like. It is a very detailed, very good book. And they had it for 40% off, and you can't really beat that. I think I paid around $20, I think, for this book whenever it was on sale. So, for having over 800 stitch patterns, you can't beat that. And so I was really happy to get this, and will most likely be using it a lot in the next patterns to come, because this is really exciting. Okay, so any news after that? Not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before, Jody and Doug got COVID again. That was fun. I honestly think I had COVID the week before, and I didn't test because it came and left pretty quickly. But it lasted. My husband came home sick on a Thursday and went back to work the next Wednesday, I think. So it lasted for about a week with him. And same thing with Jody. She was fine, as in she was still doing everything that she always does. She said she didn't feel good. But she was quarantined until Thursday, I think. He may have went back to work Tuesday. Maybe that's what it was. He went back to work Tuesday. No, because I went to the doctor Tuesday. It had to have been Wednesday when he went back to work. But they told me that I didn't even have to quarantine with being around him and stuff, that I didn't have to quarantine or do anything like that anymore. So, because the strain that is out now is so mild that it doesn't matter, I guess. I don't know. I thought it was a little odd, but it is what it is. So I went to the doctor. I called my doctor about him having COVID and to see what I needed to do, because I am 21 weeks pregnant and I don't know what the protocol for that kind of stuff is, and I don't want to take any more risks than necessary. And so we talked and stuff. She's like, just stay away as much as possible. And she rescheduled my ultrasound for that coming Tuesday, because she said that my appointment that I had was too far out, that I needed it to be closer. And so I went Tuesday to get a ultrasound done. And if you don't know, I live in Missouri. I am originally from Arkansas. My husband couldn't go with me. This is the second ultrasound, which is supposed to be the anatomy ultrasound, which is supposed to take like an hour. And I didn't want to go alone. So I drove all the way to Arkansas, about an hour, to pick up my sister. And then we drove to Poplar Bluff, which is an hour and a half from where she lives. And just for them to tell me, she went back with me to look, but I went just for them to tell me that the baby is too small to tell anything. So we went out to eat and went to Walmart, and then I drove back to Arkansas, an hour and a half, and then drove back home, which is an hour. Altogether, not including the side stuff, I drove like 5 hours just for them to tell me the baby was too small to be able to tell. So they rescheduled me back for the appointment that I had, which is December 5th, which is mine and Doug's wedding anniversary. And so we gotta wait even longer. I think that I will be almost 25 weeks whenever that comes around. So I am trying to stay away from caffeine as much as possible until then, because caffeine will make your baby smaller. And so before that, I was having a little bit of caffeine, and they told me that the baby was too small. So I'm like, okay, I can stay away from caffeine that long, because it was, I don't know if it was a month or 3 weeks between, I don't remember, but I think it's close to a month between appointments. So, but it's okay. And yeah, we've got an appointment on December 5th, which, like I said, I think I'll be close to 25 weeks. We're over halfway, which is yay. It doesn't seem like we've already hit the halfway point, but we have. I am officially, by the time you watch this, I will be 22 weeks. And so I will be 5 months and 2 weeks. So 5.5 months. So, other than that, I think that is everything. Not much else going on. We got some more chickens. We got a couple of roosters that we are gonna have to take care of, and then we got 8 more hens, and Doug traded 5 of them for 2 roosters and 2 ducks. So now we've got 2 ducks, 2 boy ducks, and until we get their pen fixed up, they are in with the chickens, and the chickens didn't like the new ducks, but they will have to get along until we can get the ducks' pens ready, or the pen, because we do have a fenced-in area, but the dog is in that fenced-in area at the moment. So when we get things situated, the ducks will move over to that other pen, because we built a area for the chickens and built a chicken coop to go with it, so they have their own little space. And yeah, I think we have a total of 10 hens now and 3 roosters, not including our Banny. which our Banny is set aside, and my husband put a hen with him so that he wasn't alone for the winter, and that way he had someone to snuggle up and he didn't get too cold. And so he's got one of the hens, and then the rest of the hens are in with the rest of them. So I think we have a total of 10 hens, 3 roosters, our Banny, and 2 ducks. So we're getting there. The snow has melted off. Yay. And it's just kind of muddy now. I think it rained last night, so our burn ban should be off. And we can clean up the yard and stuff this winter. So yay. But yeah, I think that is everything that I have to talk about. Now I'm just kind of rambling, because why not? Yeah. I think that I will talk to you later. If you have any questions or comments, don't forget, you can always put them down in the comment section down below, and I will get to them when I see them. Don't forget, Wisp new pattern, you can get it for 15% off for a limited time if you would like it. You do not need a coupon to get it. It automatically comes off 15% whenever you put it in your cart in my Ravelry store. So that is something to check out if you are interested, and you can get any pattern in my store for 15% off right now. If you're a newsletter subscriber, you get a little bit bigger of a coupon for the Wisp only, and then you can get 15% off the rest of everything else. But yeah, you can check out my shop and see if there's any sport weight yarn that you're interested in, and you can make you a dark home shawl if you want. That pattern is in my Ravelry store as well. Yep, that is it. I will talk to you later. Y'all have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend, and love you guys.